What is up, YouTube? My name is Adam and this is Broke Man Finance. If you've been following the market the past week, it's been crazy. It has dropped a lot, but someone forgot to tell Workhorse that. Listen, I like positivity, so we're going to talk a little bit about the negative side of Workhorse and what people are saying, but we're going to get that out of the way early, and we're going to move on to all the good news that just supersedes that, because there's a lot of good news coming out of Workhorse as of recent. If I didn't bring up, or at least notate, the bad side of things, what negative things are being said about companies and stocks, that I am doing you a disservice. You have to learn how to detach and look at it from a very objective perspective. That way you can make the best decisions with your money. If Workhorse doesn't get the contract, I'm saying they get 0%, not even in the conversation, then you're going to see that share price fall like a brick, and you're going to see this thing under $8 once again. I believe you would see a massive sell-off if they do not get this contract. If it comes out, because there's a lot of optimism and hype behind it because it's such a lucrative deal for a growing company like Workhorse. I'm not just making this up. There are actual human beings that are not bullish on Workhorse, and in fact, they are the complete opposite. Thomas Niel from Investors Place said the battery alone may cost as much as the actual product. As he explained, the USPS contract may not be as lucrative for Workhorse as first thought. But on the flip side, if they do get the contract, and I'm saying 100%, Ford and everybody else is not even in the conversation, and Workhorse is, then you're going to see this share price skyrocket. I'm talking $75 or more. When us Robinhood investors, shout out Robinhood, when us Robinhood investors get involved, there's no telling what we can send that share price to. The big question is this: what if they just get a percentage of the contract and not the full thing? Well, that is going to depend on the percentage when it comes to the share price. If they just get a percentage, any percentage, I still believe this will run the share price up to around $35 at least a share. Just because people will be so excited about this contract finally being announced, because there's been so much anticipation behind this thing, and Workhorse has just been in on every YouTube channel, especially ours. We've been following this thing pretty close. But I think with any percentage of that contract, that's going to be a good news, and it's going to be a good day for Workhorse. And on that note of positivity, make sure you smash that like button and remember to subscribe. But let's talk about what else we have going on as of recent. And we have several updates and things to talk about, so make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to save what I think could be the biggest news coming for the very end. Oppenheimer recently came out with a new price target of $23 and gave Workhorse an outperform rating, calling it one of, if not the best EV delivery options out there. Now, an outperform rating means that the company will produce a better rate of return than similar companies. And Oppenheimer's opinion is just one of the reasons this stock has trended upward over the past week. We view Workhorse as the leading EV last mile delivery truck platform with critical design and operating system advantages, notably a substantial weight advantage versus competition, which is positioned to leverage a flexible manufacturing model. Additionally, we believe Workhorse has a substantial lead in integrated drone delivery technology and testing experience. And going back to the end again, I'm going to explain why that may be a game changer for Workhorse. No matter what happens with this USPS contract, that may be a drop in the bucket of what's to come for Workhorse. And Oppenheimer isn't the only one getting more bullish on Workhorse. Recently, BlackRock purchased 8,500 more shares of Workhorse. Now, if you follow BlackRock or know who that is, 8,500 shares isn't that much. It's not. The important point is they already owned over 4 million shares, and they're still adding to that position. And if you've been following Workhorse news, then you're probably already well aware of the partnership that was announced with Hitachi. If you're not aware of the new partnership, then I'll tell you a little bit about it and get you back up to speed on what Workhorse has got going on. Hitachi is a conglomerate in Japan and a huge new partner for Workhorse in terms of getting them off the ground and running production-wise. The alliance with Hitachi comes at an ideal time for Workhorse as we value their best-in-class innovation and experience in ramping up production and enabling us in providing a complete solution to our customers, Workhorse Chief Executive Dwayne Hughes said in a statement. In addition, we believe Hitachi can help the company drive customer orders as a well-known and respected player in the commercial leasing and financing industry. Meanwhile, Hitachi says it will help Workhorse accelerate the rollout of its EV solutions to meet growing customer demand in America, said Hisham Azmiman, Chief Executive Hitachi's Global Social Innovation Business. Hitachi Capital will help Workhorse develop a national dealer network and will provide financing options for its customers and franchised dealers, Workhorse said. Now, why would a giant conglomerate like Hitachi be messing with a company like Workhorse when there's a lot of other options out there already, unless they didn't know big things were on the horizon, such as big contracts? Hitachi can help them reach that uptick in production requirements, which by the rumor mill will be jumping up substantially if they get that contract. A lot of the criticism in the past has been, well, Workhorse is such a small company right now. There's no way they can produce the amount of vehicles that the Postal Service is needing within that time frame. But now they have Lordstown Motors and that ginormous former GM plant. Now they are partners with Hitachi, so they are laying the groundwork and the foundation to be able to produce as many cars as they need to in whatever time is allotted. And why would they be doing that? Well, I think they're doing that because I think they're going to get a chunk of that contract, and they already know this. But wait, there's more. They've also started hiring a lot more workforce. I want you to listen to what this ad says because I think it's very telling, if you really think about it, of what's to come. Work in a growing industry assembling all electric trucks. Workhorse Group is hiring 200 plus mechanical and electrical assembly persons for first, second, and third shifts in Loveland, Ohio and Union City, Indiana. We are also looking for a number of engineering, quality, supervision, logistics, and project management persons. Workhorse is going to be hiring 200 plus just for assemblers, 200 being the minimum. They're also going to have first, obviously, second, and third shifts, meaning there are going to be trucks getting assembled 24 hours a day. Workhorse is hiring a lot of people. Hitachi has signed on as a partnership. They have Lordstown Motors nearby with that massive plant. But wait, there's more. The behemoth that is Amazon recently said that they are still interested in more electric vehicle delivery opportunities. Rivian, I'm not even sure how you say it. They got a substantial contract with Amazon of 100,000 vehicles. But Amazon is still just testing the waters. They're just dipping their toes in still. They are not married to anybody. They are still welcoming, and there's more opportunities, so more contracts can be coming out there with more EV vehicles. Mercedes recently inked a deal with them for 1,800 electric vehicles for the Europe market. Now, with Oppenheimer and these other people, analysts, and everybody is jumping on board thinking that Workhorse is becoming the leading EV truck to go with, I think there's a very, very good chance that Workhorse could land a contract with Amazon. And not only that, why it only makes sense is because Workhorse is the only one that is really leading the way for the drone package delivery, which we all know Amazon is all about that right now. Amazon's even came out and said they would be able to deliver your package within 30 minutes with the use of drone technology. Can you think about that? Potential contracts with companies like Amazon could be the reason that Workhorse is ramping up production so fast. I think the company was always going to get to this point of growth, but it's the rate of the growth that's so telling. It's like they know something that we necessarily don't know. They're growing very, very quickly, and I think they're trying to tee themselves up for some of these potential contracts because if Amazon wanted 100,000 trucks, if Target wanted 100,000 trucks, if USPS if they get a piece of that contract, That is a large number of production that's going to have them busy for years to come. If you didn't see my last video on Walmart, then go watch it and you'll see why I'm so bullish on Walmart, because they're really ramping up their own level of innovation. But I think Workhorse could be another potential contract winner from Walmart eventually. But they're going to need to come up with a refrigerated truck, which from what I'm reading online, they're already exploring. If Workhorse can work out a refrigerated delivery truck, then they could be a very big contender for a future Walmart contract, another ginormous company that would give Workhorse a buku amount of revenue moving into the future. Lastly, on September 9th, Workhorse leadership will be participating on a panel on the EV industry at the 9th Annual Gateway Conference. The rumor is that they could be making some announcements during this Q&A and offering some insight about the company that may not be public yet. If it's bad news, then I don't see them sharing it publicly in this type of forum. But if it's good news, then fully expect that share price to start trending upward once again next week. With Workhorse being one of the only true EV options out there for delivery trucks, and the fact that they have the lead on the delivery drone technology, I think that USPS contract is only going to be part of the equation of revenue moving into the future very, very soon. They are teed up right now for another major contract between the partnerships with Lordstown, Hitachi. They are putting themselves in a position to produce a lot of vehicles at a pretty fast rate, because they're going to have to be able to pump out a lot of vehicles to meet this increasing demand from retailers. That's all I have for today. As always, please like the video. We would love for you to subscribe, and remember to stay safe out there and take care.